Welcome to the Forever Farm YouTube page, where we try and show you how we raise Highland cows and heritage hogs in a holistic, sustainable way. I'd like to introduce you to my herd, show you each cow, and also just talk about the breed and why I choose Highlands, why I think they're one of the greatest cows in the world. They're the only cow that I would ever raise, and a little of the history and some other interesting facts. So, the Highland breed is a very old breed. It's one of the oldest breeds of cattle known. Maybe not the oldest, but it dates back as far as the 6th century. It's actually called the Scottish Highland, and that's because it's thought to have originated in Scotland. It may have come over from the Vikings. We're not really sure, but first accounts are in the 6th century, with a thriving trade of Highlands coming out of northern Scotland. Probably 13th century being pretty well documented. And this is a very hardy breed. It evolved very naturally over those years to be what it is, and that is why today it is still pretty much unchanged. The Highland cow is a tri-purpose breed because in the 13th century you needed a cow that if you put your resources into, you needed everything out of. The tri-purpose breed means it's an oxen. They're extremely docile, easy to work with, and so you can throw a yoke on them and you can drag a wagon or a cart down Main Street or till your garden. There are plenty of people that do this today for show. I don't know anybody that really farms with their Highland cattle as oxen. I do not, but that is definitely a purpose for them, and you can watch videos on people putting yokes on them and pulling things around, period. And they're also a good milk breed. They don't produce milk like a Holstein, but they do produce milk. It is a rich, delicious milk. I've only milked my cows once and drank it, simply because of the time and effort of doing that, and they don't much care for it, so you have to hem them up. But it is a good milk. They do milk well, and originally they were used as a milk breed. And then, of course, as a beef cattle. They are a beef cattle, and some will argue it's the best beef there is in the whole world. Jury's out, but it's really good. So, why then are Highland cattle not more commonly used around the world? Why are they not the #1 cattle raised for production in Kroger and Food City and Publix? And that's because of their old nature. They've not been genetically modified. They've not been engineered to grow faster, bigger, and go to market more quickly. They've been left to develop by their own natural ways, and so they still give meat just like any other cow, but they do it more slowly. The Highland cow has a gross weight of only 1,500 pounds, maybe 1,800 pounds for a bull. And I'm sure there's some variability to this, but that's really about where most of the steer max out. So why do I raise them? I'm in it because I like to pet Highland cows. They love to be brushed. I think it's because their hair probably makes their skin irritated and they love to rub on things. But nonetheless, it makes them really easy to work with. I almost never have to herd my cows. I simply lead them. I walk in front of them and they follow me. And I have a video of that coming up. I had 2 cows get out, and all I do is find them in the woods and walk home and they follow me. They're a very loyal breed. They stick around their home. If my fences were down, it would take them a while to decide to leave. They know where their food is. Another reason I love Highlands is they're picturesque. Just saying. One very interesting fact about Highlands is they come in a lot of different colors. They can be white, they can be red, they can be black. There's also a brindle and a dun. Brindle is like a sort of a blackish speckled brown color. I think it's probably a hybrid between the red and the black. And then the dun is another special kind of in between as well. The original registries in Scotland show mostly black cows. The Scottish Highland Society had a largely black registry originally. There were definitely reds and whites in it, but just an interesting fact. They also are extremely hardy. They have almost no illnesses. I have only had probably 2 occasions that required vet bills, and those were both newborns that got septic. One of them got fly strike. First calf, my mistake. Second time, one just got septic, and I'm not sure why, but I threw him in my car, took him to the vet. He stayed there for a few days. He got better. Other than that, the grown-up cows have had virtually no illnesses, no hoof problems, no illnesses. Forgot one. I had 1 episode of pink eye in 10 years. I treated him. No one else ever got it. And it was over. I don't know if it's the shaggy hair that falls over the eyes that prevents the flies from landing in it, or if it's the nature of the breed that just doesn't get sick. Also, Highland cow give natural birth. I have never had to assist in the delivery of one of my cows. I have not had an enormous number of calves born on my property, probably only in the 20s or 30s, but never have I had to pull one. Never have I had to put a uterus back in. Never a C-section. So, that is a big, big plus. When my calves are ready to come out, I'm usually sitting back drinking a cup of coffee, watching. And that does it for today's episode of Forever Farms YouTube page. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you like it. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe. Come visit us on the farm.